It's crime season, baby! As you saw earlier today, we've had the breaking news. Soy Bankman-Fried has tweeted GM from his jail cell out here. So this is what happened earlier today. Sent the crypto industry into a bit of a fit. GM! That's it. And actually what happened, friends, the FTT token, FTX's exchange token, went up a whopping 50% instantly in a flash. Quite interesting to see such a move out here. He's currently in jail after doing too much leverage with his exchange. It does make you think, right, with all this crime season happening, are we going to see him return? Based off the crime that we see all over Pump Fun and Soylana land, it really he looks so innocent. All he did was, I guess, like he took on leverage. He tried to add value for everyone, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, compared to like in Soylana, they're not even trying to add value. They're just literally trying to steal from day one, which is wild. Is the world ready to accept his Soylent man boobs, or are we going to keep him locked up for another year so he can do more push-ups? Here we go, Somi fan token out here making a nice appearance. Look at those succulent man boobs out here. So it's interesting how these network effects, friends, they come out, they don't really seem to die ever. It is kind of crazy to see. Also, a very special shout out to Mr. Sco Jack. Where are you watching your friend Somi from today? Here I am showing how small your willy is if you hate Pulse Chain or any of my bags out here. Very, very nice room as well. So that's wonderful. Got some Star Wars gear. So I really do love and appreciate every single one of you. Been very painful, long business cycle, waiting forever. But you know, friends, where everybody's waking up. You know, we've seen some crazy things going on out here as well. I wanted to just throw this out your way, friends. So this Charlie Kirk obviously got ass-nated, okay? And we know without a shadow of a doubt, the FBI lying, corrupt and lying. We know that without a shadow of a doubt. And earlier today, friends, Candace Owens got a phone call from the witness who apparently thinks they saw the person who was the actual shooter, and they were wearing tactical gear. Now, do you want to know what's really interesting? I found on September 12th, on the actual Fox News website, they had, right when it was just happening, on the Fox News Twitter, somebody called in with a dispatch emergency call. And this is so crazy. So firstly, they just... This person claimed that they saw someone that were wearing tactical gear in a mask. They were the one who fired off the shot. Not the trans rage kid, right? Obviously, because of the bullets, friend. You're lying here. Nobody believes this is a fabricated, trash, evil, satanic, fake lie about the miraculous bone density story. The tactical gear clothing is consistent. So here's Candace Owens. She dropped the bombshell. She spoke with the man who recorded the video of the shooter on the Luzie building, and the eyewitness claims the shooter was wearing tactical gear and a face mask. Now, check this out. I'm just going to show you, friends. Look at this. This was on September 12th. So when this first came out, nobody believed it. All right, let's have a listen. Look what this girl says at the bottom. You can read the text.
She's going to be wearing all black long gun, black tactical helmet, a black mask, possibly wearing a tactical vest and jeans.
So someone out there, someone who did the pop, who fired off the shot, they said they're wearing black tactical mask, black gear. Very interesting. You know, when it first came out, I went to the comment section and everyone was saying, oh no, this person probably had unreliable memory from the shooting. It's probably not that. It's totally lies. These persons, they actually got the video. Well, what they said is they sent it to the FBI, and guess what the FBI did? They completely ignored it. They just took it. They don't hand it back. That's why, friends, it's all corrupt. Do you remember as well, friends, from Columbine, which is the craziest part? Yesterday I showed you in Conspiracy Supercycle, friends. In Columbine, the shooting, when Michael Moore made that documentary, there were 62 eyewitnesses who said inside the building, it was not just two kids. Apparently, there were two older, middle-aged men. One of them was balding, and they were going around shooting all the kids. Absolutely wild. 62 witnesses saying it was not the kids. It was actually more shooters. Now, where does it go into? Deep in MK Ultra. So all of these things started in the 90s, friends. MK Ultra, remember the government got caught using mind control drugs in the 1950s, and that's just what they do, friends. They know how to control you, manipulate, brainwash. I don't know what it is. Chemicals. We don't have all the answers, of course. They only shared 1% of what they had been finding out since the 1950s. In the 1950s. Imagine all the progress they've done since then. Also, friends, very weird. Everyone in the world is seeing this really weird stuff from Erika Kirk. She's just got like reptilian eyes. This is just really weird, friends. So, Erika Kirk, think about this. She just watched her husband get one-shotted in the neck from foreign intel. And the corrupt, fancy banana investigators, they try to cover up the real killer. She just watched that. Then she goes on like this WWE event stage with these flares and stuff. She comes out and she's given like the most rehearsed, fake looking, like, and what kind of, but I don't know how to say it, friends. If you got a bitch like that, you better leave her. What the hell? You're celebrating 2 weeks after they get popped in the neck? Gets worse than this, actually, friends. Right, she's performing like a theater robot. She goes, I forgive that man. Oh, it just looks really weird. By the way, your speech, dude. You didn't talk about Charlie's parents. You didn't talk about his siblings. Nothing. Do you even care about him? What the hell? You're full on like lizard lady. You'd think at least, oh, love the family, love the parents. Great to meet you. Nah, pretend they don't exist. So weird, man. Celebrating and laughing as well. Did my husband just get one shot? Think about all the blood coming out. Dude, your daughter's gonna... Your daughter is now growing up in a world without a father. The first thing you can do about is hugging President Trump, and he's like... Yeah. By the way, it gets worse, friends. So, Erika Kirk, this way gets really dark. She went to Romania. They started up this little foundation. That foundation, unfortunately, it traffics children. Okay, so all the locals around there, they've noticed that children come in, they pretend to get donated, and they're the ones who go and basically send kids back to, like, you know, the UK and stuff out here. You never know, it could be like related to Epstein. It gets very, very, very dark. Everybody has all this information, all this evidence about it. Look, Romania probes Israeli adoption agency link in organ trafficking. Wow. So I didn't even know that. It gets really, really, really dark. Look at this. I'm President Trump. Really, there's so many holes in her story, man. It's really weird. And you know, if you're a blue-pilled cuck, just sit down, okay? She has been sending 4 emails a day trying to grift money from everybody. Look at this. This is, friends, she sends 4 of these emails a day. Patriot, I don't know how to begin. Every breath, every heartbeat, I miss him. Please give me money. I miss him, give me money. 4 times a day? Friends, look, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'll tell you one thing. You know, your close loved ones, if they're asking money from strangers 4 times a day, just 2 weeks after you're dead, they're not your loved ones, okay? They're there for something else, all right? So you don't need me to tell you that. Maybe some people need to hear it from me. This stinks. This is really, really weird. Right? It was so rehearsed. You know who can figure out how bullshit she is, friends? A lot of people, if you go check out Instagram and TikTok everywhere out here, it's always girls, because girls can read people really well. They have a very good intuition. A lot of the fans, if you check out all the videos, I was actually very, very surprised, right? But not really when you think about it. A lot of the people who are calling her out, they're all girls, because they're like, fake bitch. I know what that smile is. That ain't real. They know. They know. It's not dudes saying, oh, that's real. It's all the girls. The girls are like, There's something about her eyes, friends. There's just, look at this. There's something about, this is not, bro. Friends, she's got no bags under her eyes. He hasn't even, his body's still pretty much warm. There's no bags under your eyes. She's sleeping like a baby. Yes, yes, yes. Jeez, man. This goes deep and dark. I also learned something else. A lot of the trans raid shootings around America, they happen in Lockheed Martin and Department of Defense towns. So if you know anything about the UFO world, you know that's literally the heart of the industrial military complex and all the deep state UFO tech. So they're testing something. They test it around the towns that they know. You know, it makes sense, right? If you're going to test and do any of this stuff, you know the towns inside out. You have the technology, you have the police, you have like everything right on call. So you know if it's trans rage, anything gets out, you can control the media. You know where all the exit points for the city is. You know what I mean? You just have complete, you know the whole area. Crazy, man. Also, the corrupt FBI, friends, look at this, confirmed. The corrupt FBI is about to wrap up its Charlie Kirk ass nation investigation. So the corrupt fancy banana investigators, they're about to wrap it up. Despite there being 50 holes in their vaporware fabricated story due to the ultimate deep state power, they're going to be closing it up soon. Kash Patel, compromised foreign agent as well. His wife's a honeypot. They're all honeypots, friends. We know. The American public know, dude. Like, it just... Click on any single political comment. Just go to the comments. Doesn't matter if it's on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Every single person knows. Friends, you know how bad it is for, like, every single person to literally know everyone? Like, you look like an absolute kook yourself to be like, no, I trust the government now. 24 hours ago, Donald Trump literally came out and said the jab is giving you autism. Vaccines are a scam. He literally came out, the president came out and pretty much said the jab is a scam. The president. Like, we're just fans, it's red pill supercycle. We are literally knocking down all of these unfortunate, hard to swallow truths by everybody. The American public is totally awake to all this fugazi, so I don't know how much more they can keep a hold of all these lies. Personally, look, I'll be first in line to say, hey, deep state, you really want me to shut up? Give me alt season. Stay focused on the bull market. Friends, this is Charlie Sheen. This was back in his peak. He was snorting 7 grams a day. My gosh, that's when he said, I'm bagging 7 gram rocks. Friends, this is a man who was locked in. Oh, man, you got to salute a man. I mean, that's commitment. I mean, like, this is, you're watching peak performance right here. You got to stay locked in, friends. This bull market, you know, we're waiting for friendship and glory. And what type of friendship and glory? This type of friendship and glory. So, thank you to the sir who made this. Thank you very much, Mr. Grumpy Schnauzer. So, remember, the PMI, friends, if you look at the crypto cycle, when did euphoria actually happen? We're all waiting for euphoria. I have the green boxes here. Okay, if you look here, euphoria pretty much ended here. PMI is 56. PMI here is between 56 and 59. The PMI here is 60 to 61. Do you notice all of them? The PMI was at least 56. At least. Look what it is right now, 48.7. Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, as long as the PMI is below this number, we got nothing to worry about. Okay? It's still early. To me, it's still early. Yep. And you might say, oh, but what if it changes this time? Okay. Or what if it's just early? What if it changes this time? Okay, I'm not selling. I don't care. I don't see euphoria. Remember, we have a long way to go for the bull market. Soy boys are calling the top already. Bull markets grow on skepticism. They die on euphoria. All right? You got to remember that, friends. They are born in the depression. Everybody's sad. They grow on the skepticism, climbing the wall of worry. Okay? And then they die on euphoria. Also, I've just seen this clip, which has just appeared on my timeline. Really weird, man. Isaac's Army. Charlie and Erika Kirk met on their way to Israel. That's not suspicious at all.
But just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And
I knew it. I called this and then someone tried to lie. They tried to lie. I knew it. The first time they met, they were going to Israel. And they tried to remove that from the media. Because I remember I said this in my Juicy News, and then something came up on Twitter feed. It was like from the mainstream media, and they go, oh, they met somewhere else. And I go, oh, did I say something incorrect? I'm like, huh? And then I thought, oh, maybe I listened to false news of people who are just trying to blame Israel for stuff. No, the bitch actually said it. She said it. Who's trying to rewrite history and why? Why do they? What's a big deal? Why are they trying to hide that Charlie and her met on the way to Israel? Trying to hide? I know you're trying to hide something, duh. You know, so man, I think we got to soften it up, friends, with some hot babes. Welcome to Pulse Chain. We love you. So thank you to all the sexy German ladies out there. And for the girls, when they posted this, I had to reply. I had to comment and just tell you, look, I don't know how else to tell you this, but you've got no more Bitcoin left, sexy German ladies. Your government dumped it all like cheats at $55,000. What now? What are you going to do now, huh? We are going to apply so much meme political pressure to everyone out there in the world to make them regret selling a single crypto before euphoria. Also, friends, I want to share with you something as a comment. So when I cover this political deep state stuff, all roads lead to crypto, okay? But if you don't get it, if you're a bit like blue-pilled, you don't get it, I completely understand. But all paths do lead to crypto. You know, so when I cover things like this, I like seeing this. I like seeing that it's a theater. There's a deep state. These things are planned. I like seeing that because they also plan the money printer. They also plan the world crises. They also plan that the problem, reaction, solution always ends with more money printing, more debasing, more lying to the population. That's why crypto is going to keep having product market fit. So that's why if you're listening out there, Mr. Blind Soy, stick with crypto and 5 videos per day. It's more entertaining. No, you don't get it, bro. Crypto has value precisely because the world's a stage. Do you understand? Do you understand this? Maybe you're not getting it, bro. I don't think you're getting it, okay? Crypto, how are we priced? Bitcoin to USD. USD is printed by the US Fed. The US Fed prints the money and then they go pay for the ass nations, pay to lie for the economists, they pay for the media, they pay for the politicians, they pay for the scientists to lie to you. Everything is a freaking stage, bro. They pay for the UFO tech. All of it is paid for by the money printer. Do you get it? Crypto is the outer heaven. Crypto cannot get debased. That's why we have value. Whenever you see deep state stuff and all these other political theater and show, not only just distracting people, but showing you that there is more to it than meets the eye, it just enhances the long-term thesis for crypto that we are super undervalued at 3.95 trillion total market cap, which is what we are today. Hopefully we're going to 10 trillion. I know for sure we're going to 100 trillion one day. I just hope it's sooner rather than later. You're starting to get it now. If you don't get it, I completely understand. Okay, I'm here 18 hours a day. Because when you're like a little monkey just getting a little dopamine hit, you're like, oh, I like this. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. I know it's hard for people to see. But also your name is Blind Soy. You're starting to get it now, bro. You get it? Like when I have to show you this, I know everyone gets it, friends. I just got to remind everyone. You see this? Here's crypto, total crypto. You see 3.93 trillion? When people ask me, Somi, why do you even think it's going to 10 trillion? I go, there you go, bro. There's a deep state. Problem, reaction, solution. They make the problem. They tell you the solution every single time. Problem, reaction, solution. They make the problem. They watch your reaction. They wait in the reaction and they tell you, guess what? There's a problem here. I know how we'll react with a nice solution of printing more money. Printing more money, which means debase the population in the middle class, the tax from underneath. They make it more poop because they increase the M2SL, which is the money supply chart, which I show you every day. Pretty much, when shop found literally, this is OG, your friend Somi. I've been telling you this for literally years and years and years and years and years. Here you go, bro. Here you go. Do you see? Do you see the Fugazi, bro? Habibi, Blind Soy, do you see it now? Do you see how they tell you the inflation's only 2.7%? Load of bullshit. It's actually 7.5%, right? That's about a 4% deviation. Do you want to know what 4% of $1 trillion is, sir? That's $40 billion. Where's that $40 billion going? Journalists, economists, scientists, political ass nations, bribing politicians, bankers. Everybody is grifting the middle class. Everyone. And they just keep psyopsing the population to tell them that the inflation rate of the M2SL money supply has nothing to do with the CPI, which is the biggest load of bullshit ever. There's a deep state, there's insiders and outsiders. You and I are outsiders. We'll never be insiders. Luckily, we got crypto though. You take your money out of the TradFi system, you hold crypto. There you go. They can't debase you. They can go debase everybody else in the system. Like I said, friends, you know, Some people get it. Some people don't. It's a believer's cycle. It's a mogger's cycle. And it's crime season, baby. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.